Good evening. Welcome to St. Peter's in Hove. 10 days to go, and it'll be Lent. It'll be Ash Wednesday. For Lent, one of the things we really ought to do, all of us, is read the scriptures more, read the Bible. Now, how do you read the Bible? There are two ways of doing so. One is to take a section of the Bible every day, such as, for example, the daily readings. So you might have one of these around, a sort of a missal, Sunday missal or a daily missal, that'll have all the readings in it. Also, you can find them on the internet, universalis.org. It's very easy to do. Day by day, there'll be a extract from the scriptures for your consideration. I recommend that. That's a time-honoured way of reading the scriptures. However, there is another way, and that is to settle down with a copy of the Bible and read a book of the Bible straight through at a sitting. In other words, take the book and read it not as a section, as a series of sections, but as a complete book. Read it through. Now, this won't take you very long because, believe it or not, some of the books of the Bible are in fact very, very short indeed. Something like, for example, the book of Jonah will take about 10 minutes to read, maximum. Even one of the longer books of the Bible, such as, let's say, St. Paul's letter to the Romans, they take about 2 hours to read. So you can quite easily sit down and read it straight through. And of course, when these books were written, they were meant to be read straight through. In fact, they weren't actually read privately, they would have been read out. A little audience would have gathered, somebody would have got up, they would have read from beginning to end, and everybody would have sat there listening. Of course, that we now read to ourselves, and so take a book of the Bible, read it. Where to start? Well, that's the really key bit. Make sure you start with a book that you actually will find easy to read. It would be a terrible mistake to start with, let's say, the book of Leviticus, which is very difficult to read because it deals with a whole load of things that are not particularly important to us, such as the keeping of the laws of diet. No, take, for example, the book of Jonah, which is simple to read. Start there. If you've read the book of Jonah, you want something a little bit more difficult, try taking Tobit or Esther. Both of those are improving tales and good stories, as is the book of Jonah. The other thing is to go for the books that have got a good story, a strong narrative drive. Genesis, Exodus, also Judges, and also the book of Joshua, the books of the Kings, and the 2 books of Samuel. All of those are packed full of very, very good stories. And then, of course, the New Testament, we've got 3 wonderful narratives in the Synoptic Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and also a wonderful narrative in St. John. We have less clear narrative in, let's say, the Apocalypse of St. John, so I don't really recommend that as a starting place. That's right at the end of the Bible, so leave it till the end, perhaps. The Apocalypse works in a different way to a book like Jonah, which is first and foremost a story. So what I would suggest is read the books of the Bible, the ones I've outlined, as stories, as narratives, and then think about what they're about. The book of Jonah is deceptively simple. It could be a child's story. Maybe it was originally a child's story, but it's also extremely profound, an extremely profound narrative about the love of God. So that's what I suggest. Pick up the Bible, read it, and read those books through at a sitting. Good luck with that. Think about what you can do. You've got 10 days left. Bye.